What is our life's mission? Like, what is it that motivates us to get out of bed each and every morning? For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. This sums up the mission of our God. That he came not for any gain, not for himself, but out of a love and responsibility and for what he could give. To ask that question, on a day-to-day basis, how do I treat those around me? What motivates, or what is the drive for how I interact with and treat others? Like on an average day, so not my best day of the week, maybe even a less than average day for me, when no one's watching, how do I treat those who have nothing to offer me, who have nothing to give? There's a story, one day, really no different than any other day, when Mother Teresa and her sisters were serving the poor in the streets of Calcutta. And they came upon a man, which really this was so regular on a day-to-day basis. They came upon a man who was very near death. He was there lying in the streets, in the gutter, filthy. He had flies swarming around his body. And just like another day, Mother Teresa, she went directly to this man. She embraced him. She spoke to him softly. She began to offer the care that she could. She began picking the maggots that were nesting in his flesh. Now, on this day, there happened to be a bystander observing this happen. He was so sort of overwhelmed, and he exclaimed to Mother Teresa, he said, "I wouldn't do that for $1 million. She immediately responded, "Neither would I." Her motive was love. Love. And this is the way of Christ, the way of our God, that stands so stark to another way, which is often the way of the world, which has as its primary motivation and concern me, myself. What's in it for me? What are my rights? What am I owed? What can I get out of this day? But imagine if that was how our God operated. Like if our God had that as his question or motivation for mission. What's in it for me? What will I get out of this? What is it that I am owed? If that was our God, Jesus Christ would have never come. We had nothing to offer. But the way of Christ, the way of love, is always the way for the other. Not what's in it for me, But what is my responsibility? What do I have not to get, but to give? Not how can I be served, but how can I serve? And I tell you, and for especially our young people, all of us, but our young people who don't have this spoken to them, the greatest adventure is to live a life of love, sacrifice. We hear so much of, what are my rights? What are my rights? This is important. But what is our responsibility? And as a young person, how can I live in adventure of giving my life away? There's no greater adventure. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. The world so often offers us these indulgences or comforts, but that's not an adventure. That's not what we're made for. We're made for greatness. And it's not like it needs to be dramatic and on display for our world. But in those hidden moments, day to day, what drives me? It's really this way of drip by drip by drip. How I give myself in love. For the Son of Man, he did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many.